Thank you very much for giving us this chance to intervene once again after a previous successful 20th anniversary conference in 2019. But first of all, I wish to express the deepest condolences to all Russian representatives and friends for the bloody massacre which was performed by NATO thugs in Moscow yesterday night. At the 2019 conference, I said something about the accountability of my country, this Italy, for supporting the dismantling of the former Socialist Federation up to the aggression in 1999 and beyond, to the Montenegro and Kosovo declarations of independence, in spite of the already shameful history of Italy with respect to anti-Yugoslav interventions in World War II. I will now provide you some information about specific activities carried out by the association I am representing here, that is the Italian Coordination for Yugoslavia, or shortened Jugocoord. Activities which are aimed to investigate and denounce the destruction of the international right by Western countries. One of the engines of such destruction of the international right has been the Hague-based ad hoc tribunal for former Yugoslavia, acronym ICTY, and its heir institution, whose Orwellian name is the International Residual Mechanism for Criminal Tribunals. Our association banished a dedicated contest whose prizes would be assigned to critical analysis of the ICTY activity. This contest was named after Giuseppe Torre, our fun and outstanding anti-war activist who died prematurely in 2014. He left a legacy to our association to be used to unveil the crimes committed against the Serbs, so he said. From this bequest, Jugocoord board launched the Giuseppe Torre Award. The first edition took place in 2018. The jury, composed by late international right academic Aldo Bernardini, Professor Chiara Vitucci, and well-known expert Jean Toschi Marazzani Visconti, who spoke today already, awarded ex aequo Stefan Karganovic and Jovan Milojevic as winners. The ICTY and Srebrenica by Stefan Karganovic is a case study that examines the Branjevo-Pilica execution site. When justice falls, re-raising the question of ethnic bias at the ICTY by Jovan Milojevic is a statistical analysis of the Hague Tribunal's convictions. The jury also gave a special mention to Tiffany Dixon's essay on the poverty, rise, and demise of international criminal law. Karganovic, Milojevic, and Dixon attended the awards ceremony which took place in Milano. The two winners, plus two further essays by Christopher Black and Vyacheslav Simic, together with a foreword of Canadian Ambassador James Bissett, and afterwards by Peter Brock and Jean Toschi, were published in 2019 by Unwritten History House from Chicago. In the same year, Tiffany Dixon's essay was published in Belgrade by Albatross Publishing House. The second edition of the Giuseppe Torre Award took place in 2020-2021, with some delay because of the COVID pandemics. This time, the jury was composed by Professor Ugo Villani, attorney Ugo Giannangeli, and Jean Toschi again as a coordinator. They unanimously awarded the first prize to George Samueli for an essay entitled Securing Desired Outcomes, the Political Mission of the ICTY. And the second prize, ex aequo, to George Andrew Wilcoxon for a critical look at the ICTY, the tribunal's origins and behavior, and to Jonathan Rupert on behalf of the Balkan Conflicts Research Team Collective for a text entitled Truth and Justice, the American Way, how the ICTY distorted history and perverted justice. The quality of all essays was excellent. Therefore, the organizers of the award decided to publish them all with an additional fourth one by Jovan Milošević. A new book was thus born, entitled The Strange Case of the Hague Tribunal for the Former Yugoslavia, which is now available in an Italian edition too. The book has been presented already in 4 different events in Italy, and we are organizing more debates inspired by it. Apart from the Giuseppe Torre contest, we developed more activities on this and other Yugoslav issues. In 2021, we prompt the publishing of a second, revised and very much extended Italian edition of Slobodan Milošević Self-Defense at the ICTY. The book, entitled In Difesa della Jugoslavia, that is in defense of Yugoslavia, contains essays by many authors dealing with Milošević's political activity, process, and murder in The Hague. A chapter is about the activities and writings by Nobel Prize Peter Handke on the Yugoslav issue. Besides the infringement and abuse of the international law, the direct aggression of spring 1999 was, of course, the most blatant crime that the North Atlantic Alliance committed against peace in the Balkans. By causing several innocent victims and huge destructions, it was aimed to make inter-ethnic relations worsen more rapidly and to bring to further dismembering of that wonderful manifold country which was Yugoslavia. NATO and the European Union achieved their aim, that is the official disappearing of Yugoslavia from the world maps, in 2003. The loss of Yugoslavia is a reversal of the outcomes of World War II. It is against the interests of all nationalities living in it, but has been a major damage, especially for the Serbs, being Yugoslavia the unitary state in which all Serb people could find themselves together. The Yugoslav crisis was provoked and fueled through a complex of diplomatic, political, mediatic, and military actions by NATO countries, which culminated in the 1999 bombings. Such actions were a paradigm for the modern imperialistic way of interfering, but they opened a Pandora box. After experiencing all sorts of pressures and provocations, including the Ukrainian coup and civil war, the Russian Federation decided in 2022 to tip the table and give a stop to Western arrogance. Serbs and Yugoslavs have suffered a lot in the past decades, but NATO is finally paying the price. Actually, the alliance is in a phase of dismantling right now. In fact, it existed for too long. Thank you very much for your attention.